In this video, we want to find the standard form of the equation of a circle with endpoints of a diameter at 1, 4 and negative 3, 2. So the endpoints of the diameter are given to be 1, 4, negative 3, 2. Important to know that the midpoint of the diameter is the center. So the standard form of the equation of a circle has this form here, where the center is given by hk and r is the radius. So to get the equation of the circle in standard form, we need the components of the center and we need the radius. Again, the center is the midpoint of the diameter. So using your midpoint formula, so we have the segment that forms the diameter, one endpoint at 1, 4, the other one at negative 3, 2. So all we do here is add the first components, or the x components of the point. So it'd be 1, add negative 3, and divide that by 2. That gives me the first component of the midpoint. And then take the y coordinates, 4 plus 2, divide by 2. So for the first one here then, 1 plus negative 3 is negative 2, divided by 2 is a negative 1. That's the first component of the midpoint, which of course is the center. Then 4 times 4 and 2 is 6, divided by 2 is 3. So the center is a negative 1, 3. So all we need now to get the equation is the radius. So here, the only thing we need to know is the radius is half the diameter. Let's just do this then. Radius then is going to equal to 1/2 the diameter. So we need the length of the diameter. So we want the distance from the point 1, 4 to the point negative 3, 2. So we use the formula, distance formula for that, which is the square root. And the way it works is the difference between the x components squared, the difference between the y components squared. So we go this way, negative 3, so we're going to square these differences. Usually we go over the second minus the first one on the x's, and the same thing for the y's. Second y minus the first one, and since you're squaring, the order doesn't really matter, but here we go negative 3 subtract 1 is negative 4. And then you square that. And then 2 subtract 4 is negative 2. And you square that. So this is 1/2. This is 16, so this would be the square root of 16 plus negative 2 squared is 4. 4. So this is 1/2 square root of 20. And 20 is 4 times 5. So let's take the square root of 4, becomes 2. It comes outside the radical, and 1/2 of 2 is just 1. So this just leaves me with the square root of 5, which is, of course, your radius. So now we just use this formula right here. So it's going to be x minus h, and in our case, the h is negative 1. So it's x subtract negative 1, x subtract negative 1, so it makes it a plus 1. And then it's quantity square. Plus, and then it's y minus k. In our case, k is 3, so it's y minus 3, quantity squared. And then the radius is the square root of 5, but then that's squared. So that just comes out to 5. So got x plus 1, quantity squared, plus y minus 3, quantity squared, is equal to 5. So let's just do here the simplified answer then. And if you want it to fit this form here, you can also, you can write it this way, or you can write it as the square root of 5 quantity squared. Then it looks pretty much exactly like this format here. And that's your solution to this one. Let's look at one more here. Let's suppose I have one that has the center. They tell you that there's a circle that has the center at -1, 3. And it's tangent to the line y equals. So we know the center, and it turns out to be the same center as the last problem, but doesn't matter. So we got something like this then. So the center is going to be at -1, 3. So that's there. And it's going to go around that point. And then we got the line y equal 2. It's going to pass to this point here. And the circle is going to be tangent to that point. So let me just draw part of it here. So touches the circle at one point there. So if I draw a radius from that point to the point of tangency, that's going to be a perpendicular distance. It's going to be perpendicular to that point of tangency. And of course, that goes on the circumference of the circle. So that's going to be your radius. So that's going to be what? 1 unit here. So that's going to tell me that the radius is equal to 1. Now we have everything we need. We have the circle, the center of the circle. So using the standard form here, then it's going to be x minus a -1. Same thing we did in the last problem. That's x plus 1, quantity squared, plus y minus the k. In this case, again, k is 3. Quantity squared equals to radius squared. In this case, the radius is 1. So we can write it like this. Of course, since 1 squared is 1, we could just leave it as x plus 1 quantity squared plus y minus 3 quantity squared equal to 1. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.